we're turning to our Haftarah, which is a special Haftarah for Shabbat HaGadol. It's on page 1296. This past Tuesday, we had a beautiful interfaith Seder. It was maybe one of my favorite moments this entire year since our high holidays forward. And it just, the room, the house, we co-sponsored it with the Jewish Federation of Greater Metro West. We had 170 people in attendance. We had 18 clergy of all different faiths. There were only 3 of us, myself and our clergy partners from Congregation B'nai Israel. We were the only Jewish clergy. The other 15 represented all different faiths, Muslim and Hindu, all flavor of Christian. Father Phil Latronica was here from the Catholic community representing. And as we plowed our way through the story, the Passover story and the Seder, which is both very particular to the Jewish people and also powerfully universal, right? Beautiful story for all of humanity, moving from slavery and oppression into freedom and redemption. When we got to Eliyahu Hanavi, Elijah's cup, we talked about how the Seder every year ends on a note of hope. That we open our door at the end of the Seder and we say, Eliyahu, Elijah the prophet, maybe now it's time. We have done our work on this planet, done our work in our communities, and we are ready for Messiah to come. And in Jewish tradition, Eliyahu, Elijah the prophet, is the one who will come and herald and tell us the Messiah is coming. Where do we get that tradition from? Who remembers from our Oheb Reads the Bible? How does Elijah meet his end? Anybody? Rabbi Lisa can tell us. Yeah, he goes up in like the fire, right? He goes up in this whirlwind of fire, and nobody sees him die, right? So that's where the tradition comes from, is maybe he lives on, and he's watching and waiting. And when each of us have done our part in the world to bring a little bit of sweetness and redemption and healing, and done everything we can to prepare, then he will say it is time, it is ready for the Messiah. And so we turn to page 1296 for our Torah, for our Haftarah this morning, from the book of Kings, 1296. Actually, it's probably a page or two later. Rabbi Lisa is going to start at verse 13. And the reason that the rabbis chose this particular passage from the book of Kings, she's going to start on page 1297 at verse 13. The reason they chose this is because the very end is a reminder. Lo, I will send the prophet Elijah to you before the coming of the awesome, fearful day of the Lord. He shall reconcile parents with children and children with their parents, so that when I come, all will be good. And we repeat the second to last line so that we end on a note of positivity and hope, which is how every Seder, Passover holiday ends, and how we go in with the flavor of redemption and Eliyahu's coming. We go take that from our Shabbat reading this morning into Pesach, into Passover with us. The blessings for the Haftarah, followed by the Haftarah reading. Thank you, Rabbi.